All right, what's going on, everybody? I need your undivided attention for like a few minutes. I promise you it'll be worth the effort. All right, give me 2 seconds. Do not make me go get the keys. I know how much you guys like the keys. First and foremost, welcome to the new shop. We are officially moved in, and this is our new home base for Do It Dickhead and Lingenfelter Customs. So, welcome. We have worked our asses off to get here, and I have to admit that it has been the hardest thing I have ever done in my entire channel is moving all of this stuff. When I first moved into the old shop, I didn't have shit. I have shit now. I have a lot of shit now. We're still waiting on our new lifts, and I'm still waiting on my electrical stuff to get done. That should hopefully be done very, very soon, and then I can get full fuck back to work. I know how much we're excited for that. But I have something I have to talk to you guys about. This has been in the back of my brain for a very long time, and I've never had the ability to express or do it until now. If you guys have been following along for a long time, you guys know that I'm starting Lingenfelter Customs, my own custom shop here. And I've been fighting with myself on how I want to get it started, and I finally have it figured out. I'm going to be starting out with a passion project of mine with the shop for Lingenfelter Customs to help make a name for the shop, help make a name for myself, and, you know, kind of help me stick to deadlines and working on other people's stuff. So this is insane I get to do this. As long as I can remember on the channel, you guys have loved my Honda Magna. The Honda Magna bobber is like the GOAT on the channel. Everyone is like, we love the Magna. Most of the people started following me because of that motorcycle. And for years, people have asked me, Dan, why don't you build custom motorcycle bobbers and sell them? And I've thought about it, and every time I do the math, it doesn't make any sense. Let me see if I can make this make sense to you guys on why. The amount of effort and money and time that it takes to build the Magna the way I built it, it's a lot, right? If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, Honda Magnas aren't worth it. Like you can buy a used one for like $1,500. On the nice end, $3 grand, $4 grand, you know? So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to get like a $1,500 motorcycle, put $5 grand into it, and then sell it for $4. It's just not worth it. Not for you, not for me, not for anybody. So I've had this project in mind for years that I've wanted to do, and I've been trying to figure out how I can do it, and I think I've finally figured out a way. This is me being like super out there and open, as vulnerable as I can be. I've had this vision of building 4 Honda Magnas as art pieces or vanity pieces or whatever you want to consider them. It is a dream art passion project of mine for this. I would like to build 4 custom Honda Magnas, each one representing a different horse of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. You have pestilence, you have famine, you have war, and you have death. There's a lot of lore behind the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I don't know if it doesn't even have to be a religious thing for you guys, but if you guys don't know what the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are, it is from the book of Revelations in the New Testament, chapter 6. Basically, the first 4 of 7 seals broken represent the end of the world coming, the end of times, right? And each horseman represents a different aspect of the apocalypse: famine, pestilence, war, and death. Symbolically, I've always loved it. I've always loved my own version of the imagery in my head. So my goal is to make 4 Honda Magnas that each represent and are stylized based off of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse: pestilence themed motorcycle, a famine themed motorcycle, a war themed motorcycle, and a death themed motorcycle. All Honda Magnas. I have had this envisioned in my head for so long, and I finally have an opportunity to do it. Obviously, I don't want them for myself. I have my Honda Magna. I'm gonna build them and give them away. I think that is the most honest to God, realistic way for me to do this. It benefit everybody and nobody has to buy them. I want you guys to have them. I want them to be out on the road being ridden. I want them to be representation of Lingenfelter Customs. I want them to outlive me, if that makes sense. I wanna build such a good motorcycle and be able to give it away to people, hopefully 4 individual people. I don't want them to go to the same place. I know that sounds weird, but like I want them to be scattered, right, throughout the US. The only time I ever want them to be in the same place is when all 4 owners meet up. I want them to be separate entities. I have been avoiding doing a giveaway my entire time. I've never done a giveaway. I've never made any giveaways where I profited financially from it. It's just never been a part of my channel. I know it's a good way to get money. I know a lot of YouTubers, that's how they are able to sustain what they do. It's a great way to make a ton of money, sure. But if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, which I try to be, and if you've been following me for a long time, you know this about me, that I don't give a fuck about money. I don't care about having the fastest car in the world or having the nicest clothes or the nicest whatevers, or I just don't care about that. I don't care about money. I don't look at money and think, man, I want more of that. I just want to be able to build cool shit. And I think that this is a very fair way to go about doing it. Like, there's vehicles that I want to build that I don't even want to keep. I look at a car and I'm like, man, I could make that car so cool. Or I see a motorcycle, I'm like, I could make that motorcycle so cool. I don't give a shit about owning it or having it. I just want to be able to build it. Does that make sense? It probably doesn't, but like, there's so many vehicles out there that I want to build up and put my own spin on stuff. I don't want to keep it, but I would love to build it for somebody and be able to give them that. And I've talked to a lot of my friends that do the giveaways and stuff like that. And like I said, I was very hesitant about it at first, but to me, it makes the most sense to be able to A, give you guys something really cool, right? And B, be able to afford to build these really cool things. So here's how it's gonna work. It's gonna be a traditional giveaway backed by just merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, keychains, the whole 9 yards, right? Every dollar you spend equals 1 entry, right? So you buy a t-shirt, that gives you so many entries. You buy a keychain, gives you so many entries. I have worked tirelessly on some new merch designs that are, in my opinion, some of the best shirts out there. I worked very hard with my good friend Laverne. You guys know he runs Edge here in-house. So these shirts were designed in-house by both me and Laverne over the course of weeks, months, however long it took to come up with some really good designs that not only is like, yeah, it gets you an entry to win, that's great, but it's cool. Like, I wanted the stuff that I put out there to be fucking cool. You go, damn, that is a cool fucking shirt. That is a cool keychain. That was so important to me. So we've dumped a lot of time and effort and money into this stuff to get it where we wanted it to be. And I couldn't be happier. This is truly my magnum opus, or I guess I should call it my magna opus, because this project means more to me than probably anything else I've ever done on this channel. This is something I've had in my heart for a very long time, and it is so important to me that this is received and done well. I have the tools, I have the capabilities, and I have the space and the ability to make and produce the content and the quality of vehicle that I've always wanted to make. Something that I did not have even just a year ago. We're gonna be doing this in stages. I don't even know if I'm gonna do all 4 bikes back to back. I might scatter them out throughout the year, maybe do 2 bikes this year, 2 bikes next year. But here's where it gets really interesting. You guys get to choose what the first motorcycle is. I've already decided they're all 4 gonna be Magnas. So you guys get to choose which bike we start off with. Let's see, we've got Famine, we got Pestilence, ignore my writing. We've got War, and we've got Death. The 4 Honda Magnas of the Apocalypse. But it's not stopping there. Each one of these will also be represented by its own playing card. Now again, this lore goes really deep. This is something I've been thinking about for a very long time. So tell me what you think. So not only will each one of these motorcycles be represented via the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, they will also be represented by playing cards, by like a suit of cards, right? Famine is represented by clubs. Because clubs represents growth, effort, labor, and struggle. Famine is the collapse of growth, the drought after the sowing, the hunger after the efforts. Clubs symbolize action. Famine is the consequence of misuse. And also, depending on how you read it, Pestilence can also be replaced with Conquest. I prefer Pestilence. I prefer the lore behind Pestilence. I think it will make for a better bike. But Pestilence is represented by diamonds. Diamonds represent wealth, material, structure, security. Pestilence not only infects the bodies, but the systems we rely on. Medicine, money, globalization. The perfect disease is not biological, it's systemic. Pestilence is a rotting jewel. And then War is spades. A spade is not just a shovel, it is a sword, a blade that never rusts. The spade represents conflict, power, truth. This is war in its purest form. It's cold, it's tactical, sometimes noble, right? Like the Crusades, but it is often brutal. And finally, death comes in the representation of hearts. The suit of hearts represents love, life, soul, emotion, and death represents the end of that. It is both beautiful and haunting how well all of this makes sense when you break it down. And it's something that I've been thinking about for a very long time. So each motorcycle will each have their own characteristics that not only embody what the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse represent, but also what they don't. But this is where it comes into you guys, right? You guys decide on what bike we start first. Do we start with Famine, Pestilence, War, or Death? I personally want to save Death for last. I feel like that's symbolic and needs to be the last. But you guys have final say because at the end of the day, these are for you. The second thing I need you guys to help me with, and I feel like I already know the answer to this, but what kind of condition would you like to see the Magna in? I've got 2 bikes available to me. I've got one that's beat up, needs a lot of work, that's gonna add more content, you know, but it's a rougher motorcycle, you know, it's just a little bit beat up. Or I have like a perfectly good condition one I can get from WOW. It's more expensive. The price difference between the two is really negligible, so it doesn't matter to me. But I have a feeling that some of you guys aren't gonna want me tearing apart a completely stock Magna so I can chop it up, you know, or one that's in really good condition, because that's what they have at WOW. The bikes that they have at WOW are amazing, they're immaculate. So, and again, I probably already know the answer to this, but tell me which one you prefer. We got nice new Magna that's nice and whatever, or we got a little bit beat up of one that we gotta do a little bit more work to. It's not gonna affect the end results. Either way, they're both gonna be running and driving in beautiful motorcycles, clean titles, fucking in your hand, keys in your hand. And all you gotta do is maybe pick up a t-shirt or a keychain or something. So I need you guys' help and support on this. We gotta do this together, because this project is bigger than me. And they're not all gonna be bobbers. 2 of them are guaranteed bobbers, right? I think both Famine and Death have to be bobbers. But I've never seen a Cafe Racer style Honda Magna. I've never seen a Scrambler style Honda Magna. And I think that both War and Pestilence would be amazing as both a Cafe Racer and a Scrambler. And I have so many cool tools that are gonna help us achieve this goal. I finally got a hydraulic tube bender from Swag Off-Road. I picked up a 3D scanner that I can use to scan the motorcycles completely into a program and use CAD to design them in the program. So you guys get a render of what we're gonna be producing before we produce it. As long as you guys understand that I don't mean just changing some handlebars and an exhaust and being like, hey, it's a build. It's going to get hairy, but they are going to be, without a doubt, the best things that I've ever produced. That is the goal. And I know, dude, I know that this is like going to be the coolest thing that I've ever done on my channel. It's something that I've never had a passion for like this in my life. And honestly, it's gonna help get the business up and running. It's a great place to start. It's a good way to get people invested in put time and emotion into the build and the series and the shop, and really make Lingenfelter Customs like a name. Starting out of the gate with 4 of some of the most beautiful and handcrafted motorcycles I've ever produced, I think is just the way to go. I think it just makes the most sense. I truly just want to build cool shit. And I have found a way to where I can build cool shit and literally just give it to somebody. Brother, that is the dream. For instance, I've seen Gavin with his giveaways. I've been there when he's given a car to somebody. I've been there when he's made the phone call. That moment is unreal. To like call somebody and be like, hey dude, you won a car? And like their response is fucking, I can't wait, dude. I cannot wait to give that to you. You guys have given me a lot of cool opportunities over the years just by following along and watching my shit. And then this is what I've been cooking up. This is what I've been planning for since we talked about opening up the shop. This is it. I gotta do it right. I gotta make sure I do it right for you guys, because I have everything to lose. My name is on this. I've never had my name on anything. So I'm gonna wrap this up by saying thank you guys for giving me this opportunity. This has been a long time coming. This has been a dream of mine. And I am so happy and so excited I get to do this. So thank you guys for trusting me and giving me the love and support. Oh, and let me go and end this out here. While I'm thinking about it, we're gonna start off with double entries. So for every $1 you spend now on the website, you get 2 entries. Cool? I think starting out with double entries, that'll go on for a week. But yeah, that's it, dude. That's it. Double entries. Help me decide which bike to do, and tell me if you want a stock Magna or one that requires a little bit more. I think we're gonna need to go with one that's a little bit beat up, because it makes the most sense to me. We start off with like a rough slate rather than starting off with like a nice one. Yeah, keep the factory ones. You guys tell me. You guys tell me. I'm rambling at this point. But that is it. I hope I did a good job of articulating this. So that is it. I want to say thank you guys for loving and supporting me for so long, and just supporting the fuck out of me so I can do this. This is so cool. This is like my dream come true. I've always wanted this. So if you'll have me, I would love to build you some cool shit. That's it. Go back to doing whatever you're doing. Fuck.